What was the thing that maybe concerned you the most about like your finances or things to look forward to with him passing away? Was there anything that comes right to mind that you were like, wow, I was really stressed about this?
The finances were the most concerned because I used to do all my own finances when I had preschool.
Okay.
And once I stopped that and we went on our missions, he had taken over the finances.
So what was the biggest fear for you? What did you worry about taking care of the finances?
Just concerned that I've got enough money to do what I want to do and what I need to do.
Did you worry that you didn't? Did you ever
No,
think that maybe you didn't have enough?
no, but I didn't know how much was coming out, how much less I was getting from him passing than what we had been used to.
So it was a lot like the difference, the change that was
Right.
coming that you
Yeah.
really didn't.
And making sure that we got all of his finances in order and stuff like that. But we appreciate the fact that you were there and we'd met with you often enough that we knew that you knew how. And the family really appreciated meeting with you.
When
They,
after
yeah.
it was fun to connect with her. Yeah, we spent a little bit of time together before Richard went. I went to your house.
Right.
We combed through all of your documents. Talk a little about that. What
Yeah.
was that like? Was that helpful?
It was. No, and for the family to know also what was going on. Appreciated your help with that.
Yeah, we came over and we did through every like, didn't I say like bring everything you got?
Yeah. And our oldest daughter, her husband passed away. It's almost 4 years ago. She learned some things that she needed to do also.
From that experience
Mhm.
or?
Right. When we were meeting.
Oh, interesting. So how did that happen? Did you share that with her or?
No, she was there at the
Oh,
house.
at the meeting.
Yeah.
So some of the stuff for her.
All of the kids were there.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
That's great. Well, so what part of the process, the things that I do working with you, like with goal setting or constant communication, being here to answer your questions, really stands out as most positive, most meaningful to you?
Knowing that I can call you if I have a question, which may be often. Mhm. Yeah.
Are there any specific questions you've asked that have been most helpful to get an answer for?
No, I can't think of any.
But
I
just
like
knowing in general that it's
right,
there.
that you're there and can help me out.
What about the level of personalization in the recommendations and in our associations?
What do you
With
mean?
my focusing it specifically to you, like directing it specific to your circumstance. Is that helpful for you for me to be able to say, like, I know LaPrele really, really well. I know her finances. I know her history. I know a whole bunch of things about her so that I can give you very specific recommendations and things that are helpful to your particular circumstances.
Knowing what I have in savings and accounts so that I can give to the kids and stuff like that.
Oh, interesting. Talk a little more about that. What we do with that every year.
Well, you make sure that the tithing is paid and stuff like that, and then that I can give a certain amount so that you can get it to Mountain America for me to be able to write checks out for each one of the kids and the grandkids so they can enjoy it now rather than having to wait till I die.
Yeah. Yeah. And you do that every year,
Right.
which is really fun.
We had sufficient funds, and rather than just having them sit, they just as well enjoy them. And we were through going on missions, knowing that we wouldn't be doing that anymore.
Interesting. Okay. So maybe some of the change in your own life
Yeah. Yeah.
precipitated that. Did you feel more confident about your finances at that point? Maybe than what you had?
I've never been troubled by my finances. Like I say, Richard took them over and that, and I knew we had sufficient, so I didn't worry myself about them.
Why not?
Because I knew that he knew what was going on at the time and that we had sufficient.
So talk about that then in relations to losing him. Did you feel knowing that you've had full trust in him, but then him passing away, like what did that feel like? What was that experience like?
Well, he was forgetting a lot of things for several years. And we knew that you knew what was going on. And the kids knew pretty much what was going on. So I didn't worry myself about that. Right.
That
It was
gave you
helpful.
comfort.
It did.
Big.
Lots. Well, I don't know. When my father passed away, of course, he was only 64 years old, had arthritis really bad and was almost crippled with that. But my mom almost had she did have a breakdown. Even though my brother and sister-in-law lived across the street from her in Ephraim, she had to go up to Provo to my sisters and they took care of it with the doctors up there and stuff. And so I thought, no, I'm not going to worry myself about that. It really was. And we were in the Air Force and we're home on leave when my father passed away. And that was on July 14th. And we were to go back to Tucson and Mom said, you better not, because he had fallen. The neighbor lady let the door go and he fell back and hit his head on the banister and stuff. So anyway, and it was about September, October, November, somewhere in there, just a few months after that. And
Big.
No, she had plenty.
Oh.
She had plenty of finances.
Is there a time when you can think that the guidance I gave you or the advice maybe changed the way that you approached a specific decision? Maybe you were thinking you would head down a certain direction, and then as we talked and as I advised a different direction,
I just kept going the same way we were, knowing that you were there and that I had sufficient funds, so I didn't have to worry about it.
What advice would you give to other widows, other women in your situation? What would you tell them if they were here with you now and you could advise them before their husbands died, or even
to have a financial advisor and have trust in and that, because I haven't worried about that at all. Just kept busy and stuff.
give it and let them trust them and take care? Any other advice you'd give about like their finances or about just the transition or the struggle that comes from losing a spouse?
Keep busy and involved and don't sit and just feel sorry for yourself. You have to move on.
Yeah, you don't sit around much, do you?
No, but I'm comfortable at being alone. And maybe that was partly because from when he had his heart attack and was in the hospital for days. And then when he finally went in with he cracked 2 ribs and he had the lymphoma had come back and it was, anyway, he was on a feeding tube and oxygen, and that is not living, that's just existing. And while he was in the hospital with that in the care center, and that it was a blessing for him.
That made it easier for you?
Right.
Watching him slowly.
Rather than having to suffer. And he enjoyed Christmas Eve and Christmas between the Sunday before Christmas and when he passed away. He had seen all of the kids and grandkids and great-grandkids except one great-granddaughter who just got home from her mission in February. Oh. So he got to see them all, and he enjoyed it. He enjoyed Christmas Eve when we had our family get-together stuff. So
well, he was so coherent when I came to visit him. He was totally just same Richard.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he didn't seem to miss a beat.
Excuse me. He was not able to swallow very good because he had this lymphoma, and they gave him radiation for that. Hmm. But he was still on a feeding tube and oxygen, and he wasn't able to eat when he came home. But it didn't bother him. He was just fine. No, he was just fine. No, never did complain. No, he just, no. So awesome. He was good that way.
What specific, if you can think of any like concrete results or solutions that we've that we've achieved together. Any specifics around like things that we've done? I know you mentioned the kids and doing the gifts. I think is one of the examples. Anything else like that that you can think of that we've accomplished? Or
well, you've taken care of all the finances and making sure our tithing was paid and stuff like that. So
tithing's been a big help.
That we've got everything taken care of and
Taxes, you don't have to.
Yeah, and taxes.
Working with talk a little about that. How we work together with Dennis and coordinate tax things.
Well, you both work here in the same building, and he's done our taxes for years, and I'm very fine with that.
Yeah, we've had a couple meetings together.
Yeah.
Sure that he's involved, and I ask him questions, and we coordinate.
Yeah. He just had hip surgery.
Yeah, I heard he's really hurt.
Going too well.
Yeah, that's what I heard. He was supposed to come in today.
Was he?
That's what I heard. Susie told me he was going to come in, and I haven't seen it yet.
Well, and then Mark was in an accident.
Oh, was he really?
I'll show you pictures of his.
When did that happen? Just recently?
7th of June, they were on his razor up east of the mountains, east of Manti. They moved off to the side of the road to let some four-wheelers go by, and there was a big, I guess, tree trunk there. Anyway, it went through the razor, and in his leg, it broke the tibia, and so he's got a rod from they put it in the knee down to his ankle, and then he's got a couple of screws in. But anyway, but he was with his friend, and he's a PA. And one of the four-wheelers, she was a nurse, so they put a splint on and got him down to Mount Pleasant Hospital and then up to IMC and did surgery early Sunday morning. So, and he went home that day.
Wow.
So
yeah, that's a little nerve-wracking. I have a side-by-side. I better be careful with it. I didn't know things would come through it.
Well, I told him he needs to show us the pictures of his razor and stuff like that, because he's got pictures of that in his leg. But he went to the doctor the other day, and they took the bandages off and stuff, and he's doing well.
Tell me how, with Richard's loss, how that affected your day-to-day life. What's different now for you than was before? And maybe go back to when he was healthy and things like that.
Having someone to talk with, and we weren't doing a terrific lot, except going to the temple every week and stuff like that, and to church. So it's just being alone. He loved to read, so he was reading a lot.
What was it?
Mm-hmm. No, and last year was the first year we hadn't gone. It was getting too hard for him to walk. That my daughter goes, and her family, they have tickets, and she would have to come up, and a lot of times she stays overnight. A lot of their games are at 8:15 at night, so to get back home and stuff like that, no. And we used to go to Health Center Theater. We've had season tickets there until we didn't have any last year. I think maybe last year was and we cut the season tickets out for them too.
Yeah.
It's where I live, for the kids to have to come for me, it's several, 8 or 9 miles out of their way and stuff. And they would do it, but they're over late at night also on weeknights.
Yeah.
So
you're like, yeah. So it sounds like with your financial future, you feel confident about that. Is there anything that you worry about, either now or after you die, with your finances? After I die, I won't have to worry about anything. Plus, you know what's going on, and Mark and, well, the kids know, they're aware pretty much. Got Mark and Dennis and of course Dan and Stuart. I guess what I worry about more than anything, or concerned more, is the cabin in Hobble Creek. That I don't want to have to be bothered with that. And it used to be the 3 brothers that owned it, and the one brother got out. Now one of his grandsons really would like to buy it, but Richard's nephew's taking over. I don't know if you know Doug Sumption at all. Anyway, is he a CPA? Anyway, he's been good to
to do it. And the kids know enough about what's going on. And Marcy and Stuart live in Springville. So,
So they're carrying that
Yeah.
on. Yeah, I know Richard mentioned that there was a lot of question about how to continue to manage it and
yeah,
the agreements and so many people now involved that
yeah.
kind of made it. So do you have much to do with that, or do you have to do much with that? Or are your kids pretty
Well,
thick and-
when they send notices out that they're going to do stuff, there are quite a few of them that live up there year round, and we only go in the summertime. And so it's rather we want to have to pay for all the road stuff where we live at the end of the road and we don't use it and stuff like that. So
in the winter, mostly in the winter time. What excites you about the future? What do you look forward to?
just the kids' birthdays and the events like that. This month we've had a grandchild. Well, let's see. We've had 9 family birthdays. Our 70th anniversary was on the 17th, and 2 grandsons' birthdays are that day.
The 17th of June was your 70th?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
And then we had a great grandbaby blessed last Sunday. And there's a great grandson being baptized this Saturday. And a granddaughter got married. And so
lots
going to family events.
of that. You're close to your family.
Well, all our family live between Springville and Kaysville, except 2 granddaughters live out of state.
Wow. That's amazing.
And we have 5 children and 16 grandchildren and 26 great-grandchildren.
And all but 2
families
live within that space.
Yeah.
That's unheard of.
So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And you stay close with all of them.
Right. And going down to the baby blessing, and my daughter picked me up and took me there. And going up to Father's Day, we went up to Diane's, and she's the one that's the widow. Her daughter and son-in-law picked me up and took me up there and stuff. So
that's cool.
Anyway,
very cool.
Lots of nice events.
That's awesome. What would you say to some random person that said, "Hey, what's it like to work with Mitch?" What would you tell them?
You know what's going on. You're knowledgeable, and you know how to advise me. And like I say, my family was very, very. What's the word? When we met together at our house, and all of them, they were just very impressed. And like I say, the one son, they're coming to you now, and Diane learned things that she needed to do. And so I think that was very, very helpful.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, you organized them all together, and then I just came and provided some info.
And we know that you're trustworthy and you know what's going on. So it's very helpful.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Would you say there's anything that I should start doing that I'm not?
Not that I know of. You're doing it all.
That's all. We got you covered from top to bottom.
That's right.
Well, I think that is all the same, all the questions that I had. So, and yeah, you've given some great advice to other people in your same circumstance. And
well, it's comforting and it's helpful because you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. And there's plenty to worry about.
There is.
Especially with finances. Yeah, I think that's the hardest piece that I see is women who don't have that relationship with someone else that they can trust. They have it in their husband and have for years. And then he dies and it's just deer in the headlights. Like, oh, wow, dealing with his grief of his death. And now I've got all the finances. I'm getting these papers in the mail. I'm getting questions. I'm getting people calling me about this and that and the other thing, and I don't know which of them are legitimate and which of them aren't. Do you get some of that? Do you get people bugging you a little bit on things or not?
Oh,
not
yeah.
You
I get a lot of people that want to buy the house and stuff, but with telephone calls, I don't answer very many of them. If I don't know them, don't have their number and stuff like that, I figure if it's something important, they'll leave a message.
Yeah.
And they don't, so.
Yeah, and that's the scary part for you is because you are a target.
Yeah.
For a lot of people who would like to have your money. And
I get lots of emails that are scams, and I'll forward them to our grandson-in-law, and he'll say, this is a scam. It's a Gmail at gmail.com, and it's business.
Oh, interesting.
And then there's a spelling error stuff. So he tells me things to watch for, and that because get lots and lots of email.
Do you get mail?
Yes.
And mail too?
Oh, yeah.
So same thing. You just give it to him and let him.
No, a lot of them I can tell myself, but I do cut my address off mail, so it's not going in the garbage.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you have to be diligent.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot that would, try to take advantage of you, which is sad, but is true. You're too bright to get taken advantage of.
Well,
Your mind is still
you
so
never
sharp.
know, because sometimes but like I say, I don't answer the phone a lot
Interesting.
if I don't know who it is.
Well, yeah, this will be really helpful to me.
Good.
Thank you so much for being willing to